If you have back pain when standing or walking for long periods, there's a very good chance that you might have tight hip flexors. Now, you've got lots of different muscles that are considered hip flexors, but the main causes that are associated with lower back pain are a hip flexor group called your iliopsoas. Now, the iliopsoas is actually two muscles kind of that join together into a common tendon. And those muscles can cause referral of pain down into your hips and thighs, as well as into your lower back. Now, the iliopsoas is made up of the iliacus, which attaches on the inner edges of your hip bones or your iliac crests, as well as the psoas, which comes up and it attaches to your spine. So when they're stiff, that psoas portion can create massive compression loads on your lower back and compress the discs, the joints, or the nerves in your lower back. And that can be a source of back pain. Now, if you're someone who sits for a large portion of your day, as many people do these days, when you're in a sitting position, those muscles get shortened. But then when you go to stand back up, they don't automatically lengthen back out. And so that can cause you to stand with a forward tilt of your pelvis, which further narrows the spaces in your lower back where the nerves come out, or it can jam the joints in your lower back together, causing back pain. So one really common thing that we do in my physical therapy practice is to release the psoas. And that psoas release is done in the form of manual pressure inside the iliac crest or in the abdomen, where you put a gentle deep pressure with your fingers into the soft tissues. But that's really kind of hard if you want to do it on your own at home. And you can get in there and you really can kind of release those, but it's hard on your fingers. And if you don't know what you're doing, it's hard to tell if you're in the right place or if you're getting deep enough. And so it's really helpful if you have something that you can use to help you to do that. Until recently, I wasn't aware of anything, but I did run across a tool called the Pso-Rite Psoas Release Tool. And that's something really helpful that I've found that you can use to release the psoas muscles. So I'll show you how to use that. The tool is actually kind of like this. So if you look at fingers like this, it's sort of formed in the shape of a therapist's hands, where you dig your fingers into the psoas. And there's one on each side. So the way that you'd use it, you'd lay with the tool inside your iliac crests like that as you're laying on your belly. And then your body weight is actually what applies the force. Now, when I first saw this, I thought that might be kind of uncomfortable, but actually it's a little bit more comfortable than I thought it would be. So here's how you use it. You put the tool down on the floor like this. And it is really helpful if you can get down on the floor to actually use it. If you can't, stick around because I will show you a little alternate version that you can do. But you want to lay down with the tool sort of inside your hip bones there. And then you can put as much or as little pressure as you feel comfortable doing. But just get it situated between your two hip bones and then start taking some deep breaths. And as you breathe out, you sink in a little bit deeper into that tool. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And just slowly take a few more deep breaths. Now, where it is right now, right between my hip bones, right in that area, that's releasing more the iliacus portion. If you move it up a little bit more into your abdomen, around your belly button area, that'll get more to the psoas portion. But the technique is pretty much the same. Just take a deep breath in. Breathe out and kind of sink into the tool. Deep breath in. And breathe out. and sink in a little bit deeper. Now, after doing that, you will want to probably stretch your hip flexors. And you can do that in a half kneeling position like this, where you put one leg out in front, one leg behind, or to see it from the other side, one leg in front, one leg behind. And you don't want to allow your back to arch, because that just pulls using your hip flexors and pulls your spine into extension. So it is really important to tuck your pelvis underneath, get your lower back nice and flat, and then just push your pelvis forward, and you should feel a stretch in the front of your thigh. You'll see if you allow your spine to go into extension, you can get a lot farther into the stretch, but it doesn't necessarily stretch the psoas or the iliopsoas anymore. So you want to tuck your pelvis under, get a flat spine, and then just push your hips forwards like that. Now, let's say that you can't get down on the floor because either your back's keeping you from doing that, or you just have trouble getting up and down from the floor. There is an alternate version that you can do laying down on your bed. So you'll see that I am laying on the floor for this, but you could do this just as easily laying in your bed. You want to have something underneath your knees, either a high pillow or a bolster like I have it, so that your psoas is relaxed. You don't want your legs flat out on the bed. Additionally, particularly if you're in bed and in socks or in bare feet, you don't want to have to hold your legs up, because that uses your hip flexors, and you're trying to get your hip flexors to relax. So prop your feet up on a bolster or a couple of pillows, and then you take the tool, and instead of you laying on top of the tool, you put the tool kind of inside your hip bones, and then you just use your hands to press down. Again, take some deep breaths. And then as you breathe out, you push the tool in a little bit deeper. Deep breath in. You hold as you're breathing in. And then you take up the slack and push a little bit deeper as you are breathing out. This kind of more simulates how clinically we would do it when someone is laying on their back. And again, this is more for the iliacus portion. When you're lower down by the hip bones, to get more to the psoas, you move up a little bit higher. And taking deep breath in. Breathe out and sink in a little bit deeper. And then, so you would want to stretch your hip flexors. Now, if you do have trouble getting down onto the floor, chances are you probably won't be able to do that kneeling hip flexor stretch that I showed earlier. But you can do a standing version of that, where you go into sort of a stagger stance position like this. Again, roll your pelvis underneath, and then just push your hips forward. And you should feel a stretch in the front part of your hip here. Now, the disadvantage of this stretch is that you don't stretch one of your other hip flexors, a quad muscle called your rectus femoris, when you're standing up. But if you're doing it for the purpose of stretching your iliopsoas, which is really what this tool is designed to do, it works just fine for doing that. And if you have trouble getting down on the floor and you can't do the kneeling version, this is much better than doing nothing at all. So hopefully you did find this video helpful. If you would like to pick up the Pso-Rite Psoas Release Tool for yourself, I'll put a link down in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you can get notified of our future videos. And I'll link to another video over here where you can find even more versions of hip flexor stretches to help stretch your psoas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.